builders, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you for being here. So I'm closing out the third paycheck of June from the 12th through the 18th. This is the third week. So I had 2 miscellaneous spending events in the last week. One was at Dunkin' Donuts, the second was at Shake Shack. So I always check the expense tracker for the credit card, and this helps me to stay on track. So we have 4 no spend days. Maybe Friday's a no spend day since I'm filming this video on Friday morning. But hopefully we don't spend any money that we shouldn't be spending, so we don't have to take from our savings. So I'll put down the no spend sticker. My no spend queen stickers were a gift from Alicia over at Hands and Bands. Again, please go check her out. She has a great channel. I'm trying to make sure that I stay focused on how many no spend days we have, because the goal for the month is 20. So now that I know what I spent this week that was unbudgeted, I'm going to go ahead and get into the paycheck budget. So to break this down, the first thing I'm going to do is check my account, and we currently have $880 in the checking account with 82 cents. So for the zero out challenge, I'm going to transfer 82 cents over there, since I always take off the last 3 digits to transfer into that savings account. Since this digital savings is for us to put money towards the IRA at the end of the year. So that's the very first transaction. And now we can get into the paycheck budget breakdown. So basically, I'm cash flowing Father's Day. So whatever we have in our cushion, I'm going to use that to go towards my husband's gift. And then the boys have some cash that they're going to buy some cards for him. And then we're going to cook for him and, just celebrate him. So we're not doing a whole lot for Father's Day because, again, we're cash flowing it. So we need to be very careful, mindful of what we're spending. But we are working with the $880 that I planned at the beginning of the week. And our tithe is still $100, again, because I already knew what my husband's income was. So his income plus a little side income, $180. So side income for the win. We're putting $50 aside for the rent increase, $50 aside for both Christmas and renters insurance funds. And then the cash, I did withdraw $100 from the bank, but instead of giving my husband $10 this week, I'm going to reallocate that to my oldest son, because he actually does need money. He's taking his final exams before for the school year ends, so he's going to be back to school 2 times next week. So I need to make sure he has a little money on him for buying lunch or whatever. So $10 to me, $30 for the laundry envelope because we needed, $50 for the challenges, and $10 for my oldest son. I made a mistake here, so I have to wipe that out. I'm sorry. A little bit OCD, just a little bit. So for bills, we still need to put money aside for July's bills. And so I'm going to transfer $500 from the checking account over to that savings so we can be prepared. I'm grateful that next week, the last day of next week is the 24th, or the Friday. So we still have another week to go before we need to start paying July's bills. And we're going to leave $30 behind in the cushion. That should give us a zero-based budget. So I want to just notate how many no spend days we had. Technically it's 4, because Friday I'm really not going to spend any money at all, at least not money that I shouldn't spend. And then we have 82 cents going to the zero out challenge, which is nice. So now I want to check our percentages. So giving was actually 11.1%, not 12%. I did my calculation wrong. So 11.1% is how much we had put aside for our giving this week. Of course, we didn't have any investing, so that's going to be 0, which is fine. We did invest already in the month of June. So I like to break down how much we are saving, giving, and investing by paycheck. All right, so for this week, we saved $50 towards the rent increase, and that's 5.6% of this paycheck. And investing, of course, is 0. So now that I'm finished with this, the next step is to start updating the expense tracker. and making sure all our money moves are made based on our final numbers. So I do need to update. So if you can see on the screen, I have a few transactions that occurred in the last week. That's the transfer deposit from our main account to this account. There's a portion of my husband's pay, and then also what was received from side income. And then you can see that the withdrawals that I made and the transfer I made of $5 because we had a oops with one of the accounts, spent more than we should, and we went below our minimum required balance. So that's why I had to Zelle $5 to myself. So that very first transaction that I'm filling in here is the deposit that was made. So anytime there's side income and my husband's income, it hits our hub account, and then we transfer that to the bill paying account that we use with Capital One. So that total again was $880. So Tombo to the rescue again. And let me know how you guys like the format of this video. I'm trying to simplify it for myself just to make things easier. So with that deposit, we brought our balance to $1,090. And then if you watch my expense tracking video, you realize that we do pay our credit card. We had to pay the credit card back from the cushion. So that was $101.18. So I like to keep a balance of everything, and this is important because you should know what's going in your account and what's coming out, and this way you have more control. So don't just take the bank's word for it, because sometimes transactions go through and you're like, what, I didn't remember, I didn't see that. And then I just like having my own record. So after I finish filling out all of the transactions that we made before we make our money moves, I want to see how much is left in the account. Now, I'm not going to forget that we have to send money to the Zero Out Challenge. That's 82 cents. But first, I had to send money, that $5 for the overage. So one of the accounts that we have, there's a required balance of at least $100. If it falls below that, they charge you $15. And I don't like paying bank fees, although I did pay a fee this week, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. It's really silly. So I had to withdraw $100, right, for the cash that we were going to stuff for our spending and laundry and whatnot. And I just didn't feel like walking an extra 10 minutes to the CVS so I could use the free ATM. So I withdrew the money from another bank, and of course it wasn't our financial institution. So they charge $3 to take out your own money, and I hate that. I hate it. So I would suggest just walk the extra 10 minutes or drive that extra 5 minutes if you need to get to your bank where you can pay nothing to take out your own money. So that $103, I took out $100. The financial institution that I used, they took $3 from me. So yay, Bank of America. So anyway, I'm glad that we have the cash to stuff anyway, and we just have to eat that charge. So that's coming from our cushion, that extra $3. All right, and then of course the 82 cents is being transferred over into the Zero Out Challenge, and I like to show you on the screen how much we transferred and what the balance is in that savings account. So you can see that there is a little bit of interest that accrues in the Zero Out Challenge. So that's a win-win for me. We get to save a few cents here and there, $1, $2, sometimes $5, and then we get some interest on top of that, so we can have more money to put towards the retirement account at the end of the year. So let's see how much extra we can save with that. And the next transfer that I'm making after this is to our tithe. So we are giving $100 this week, and I transfer that from this checking account to a separate checking account where we only do our giving from there. So I like that, to keep that separate, so there's no like We don't want to commingle the funds. We don't want to confuse it with other things. So just giving from this account, our tithe, our offering, and then any special offerings that we give to others or to organizations. So that $100 after it's transferred will leave us with $780 as a balance. And even as this balance is going down, I'm still excited because a lot of the money is going to good causes. Again, we're giving, and then we are saving money, and we're preparing for, that rent increase that's coming up, and we're still putting money aside for, accounts or categories like Christmas, because I don't want Christmas to be sucky this year. We've had a pretty rough year so far, and we're only halfway through, so I definitely want Christmas to be spectacular. So the next transfer is to the rent increase, or for the rent increase, and I'm just sending that money to next month's bills, but I like to categorize it only because it's a special savings. It's something that's only going to be short term, so I didn't want to create a separate account just for rent increase. So I'm putting it in our bills account so that I can make sure when it's time to renew the lease, we already have 3 months of the $200 plus that's tacked on to our rent. Next is renter's insurance, and I'm going to show you both the transfer on the screen, the confirmation, and also the amount, because we are saving up to pay our renter's insurance in full for the entire year. And I started in April and we were a little bit behind, which is why I wanted to put $50 in this week with this paycheck. So after we transfer that $50, the balance left in our operating account is going to be $680. Again, the balance is going down, but the savings that we have is going up. So that's how I keep myself motivated, by reminding myself that's what's happening. And then the next transfer is Christmas. That's the next fund that we're going to put money into, and that's $50. I'm grateful that we haven't had to use Christmas, only because, I knew we were spending a lot of money in the past few weeks, but we didn't have to touch our funds, which is great. So $50 is going there, and then of course after that transfer goes through, that's the balance that's left in the account, or that's the balance that we have now. So we're working with $630 remaining. And then the last transfer is the largest one, and that's the $500 that is going towards next month's bills. So once I start filling in that on the tracker, I'll show you on the screen. I think I'll show you what's left in there, what the balance is in next month's bills. Do you like to track your expenses like this? Do you prefer like a notebook paper? Do you have an actual expense tracker sheet? Are you using mine? Or do you like to use like Excel or another digital app? As long as you're tracking your expenses, I think you're doing great, because we need to know where our money is going and what it's doing. So our final balance in our cushion at the close of this paycheck budget is $130. So that's okay for me. We're going into the next week with $130 left over, and I'll have to use some of that for my husband's Father's Day gift. All he wants is to upgrade his cell phone, which we're going to get a really good deal for, since we've been with the same company for so long. So I don't think it would be too expensive. And again, if I have to pull from another don't see, don't touch account, I will, because I want to just give him what he wants. And he's my man, he's my father, he's my husband, my children's father. So yeah, I want him to know that I appreciate him. So hopefully the time we spend together will be very good for him, because he's a great father and he's a great husband. And do you guys have any special plans for Father's Day? Let me know down in the comments. All right, so now we are going to do our cash stuffing, and the money that we are stuffing again is $100. And so I'm going to take out the coins first and stuff them in my coin jar. You see it's almost empty because we had to transfer some money to the emergency fund, so I wrapped a whole lot of coins, as much as I could, to deposit it into the account. That's another way to save some cash. So we have about less than $1 that we saved, but we saved coins too. And the cashier, I pulled it from the ATM, so I got all 10s. So I'll have to make some change at some point. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh, it's nice and easy. Really don't need this little cash tray that I got from the dollar section at Target, but it makes it easier. So these are my 3 boys' envelopes. All of their envelopes are empty. They have no cash whatsoever left over. And again, I plan to put $10 in my oldest son's envelope. But first, I wanted to see if I had any cash money left. I didn't. Household cash is empty too. There's nothing left in there. We do have some money in MetroCard, but we're not taking that money out or rolling it over. We're just going to roll that over till the next week because we need to save for MetroCard, riding the subway, the bus, etc. We need to be able to pay for that when it comes up. So I'm going to go ahead and start with me. So I'm going to put $10, and I need to update the tracker so I know that I'm getting $10 for myself for the week. And it's really easy, just $10. I have a CVS $1 off coupon that I plan on using over the weekend. That's done. And my husband is not getting the $10 in cash. He actually got a pretty big payout for some overtime and some side income, so he's going to be using that money for himself to do whatever he'd like to do. And laundry, I have it in this beautiful planner, this beautiful cover. I love it. I love it. I love it. I bought it from Cloth and Paper, I think. Yeah, Cloth and Paper. So laundry is getting $30, and I'm glad we got 10s this week, so hopefully we can start increasing this. Isn't this thing beautiful? It's so beautiful. I love it. I just love it. All right, so laundry was stuffed for $30, and before we move on to challenges, I'm going to stuff $10 into my oldest envelope. Jordan is 14. He's going to high school. I can't believe it. Am I getting old? I have a high schooler. Oh my gosh. So he got $10, and we should have $50 left, which is what I allocated for challenges. Good. So that $50, we're actually going to break it down because I need to take out the savings challenge board that I'm doing. It's Plan Your One Life's $500 challenge. We have 2 squares left, 26 and 36. So I want to put $36 into the envelope today. So I'm going to make some change first because that $50 needs to be broken down, and I'm going to take a look at how much is left. We have $62 left, so yeah, that's not going to work. So I'm going to break it down, make some change, and I'm realizing now that I'll have an extra $10 that I can use to put some money into the younger boy's envelope. So I'm going to break that 10 into 2 5s, and I'm going to stuff $5 each into Joseph and Josiah's envelope so they have a little spending money for the weekend. I'm sure it's going to be nice. I hope it's going to be nice. And it's Juneteenth this weekend. So I'm hoping there's some kind of festivities near where we live, something free and enjoyable. I might even take them to the library so we can read some books. Maybe they can play some games. But we don't plan on spending any money outside of Father's Day for this weekend. Hopefully next year I'll be more ready for Juneteenth. So Josiah got $5 and Joseph is getting $5. And that's it for the 2 youngest boys. So now each of the boys has some money for the next week. And now we're going to break down this $40 that's left over. I'm going to change out from the cash that I've already saved for the $500 challenge. And I'm going to just take out that $4. Is it $4 or $7? Yeah, I can count. So that $4 is going to the side, and I'm excited about this because now I can put a little bit more money into our Metro card envelope so that we can, be able to buy that when we need to travel by train or subway. So $36. I could not find my Sharpie fine point, so I'm using a color dot marker. You can tell that it's not really green, but it's okay. It'll be fine. So I have to find it. All right, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and add this to the stack, and we're going to count it. I mean, it should be 476, but you know me, I have to count. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, right? 400, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 57, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so $474 is what we have saved. I mean, we just have one more to go, 26 more dollars, and we're done. And I'm using this money for our summer fun. So when we go out to the beach, when we go out for ice cream, if we make it to one of like a local amusement park or something like that. I don't know how often we'll go out to public places because it's been scary lately. I mean, shootings in schools and churches and all kinds of places. Even the incident at the mall with us a few weeks ago, we went way out to Brooklyn and it was terrible. So we have $4 left anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and put that $4 into MetroCard. I'm counting what's left in there. And we have $9. So I'm going to update the tracker again, or the expense tracker. And then I'm going to add the $4. So we should have $13 left, which is great. I want to just keep adding to this as much as possible so that when we do need to buy one of these cards or add money to a card to travel, it shouldn't be, difficult to do that. We don't have to pull from the paycheck. We already have the money saved. So that's it. And oh, really quickly, I almost forgot to mention that we are 500 subscribers away as of the date I'm recording this video to reaching 2,000. So as soon as I get to 2,000 supporters, 2,000 subscribers, 2,000 internet cousins and legacy builders, I'm going to do a giveaway. And I'm hoping that if there's anyone still watching and you would like to collaborate with me on this giveaway, if you have a shop, if you have an online store, anything like that, please let me know, because you can DM me or you can email me some ideas, because I would love to do a huge giveaway when we get to 2,000. All right, so there's nothing left to stuff. I didn't leave any money anywhere. So that's done. And that means we're finished with our paycheck breakdown, with our savings challenge for $500 and the zero out challenge. I did transfer the 82 cents. So I just want to fill in this spreadsheet here. I got this from Leslie at the Mother Plan. She is on Etsy and as well as YouTube. So please check her out if you haven't. All right, so now we have $113.86, again, not including the interest that we get paid every month. So I'll show you the balances on the screen. And now that we have finished all of that, thank you so much for watching and budgeting with me as I close out this third paycheck for June. Remember to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Have a great weekend, Father's Day, and Juneteenth. Bye.